NBA Imperialism, but I'm using the top 3 players from each franchise to compete against each other in games to 7 until one team remains. This simulation took 51 wheel spins to complete and came down to a shocking championship game. For game? Let's see who's attacking first. Chicago, the Bulls. The 86 overall Bulls would travel to the Northeast to face the Detroit Pistons, who were only an 82 overall. Pistons are tanking pretty hard, so I think we know who's gonna win this. And to no surprise, the Bulls annihilated the Pistons, and DeMar DeRozan had 5 of the 7 points. DeMar, just pull it, bro. Vooch! 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 Now with the Bulls eliminating the Pistons and taking the state of Michigan, there's a little twist. Each time one franchise beats another, they take the best player from that team. Also, the best player on each franchise's original team will be known as the leader, and no matter how good the upgrade is, that player can never leave. With that being said, the Bulls are swapping Vucevic out for Cade Cunningham. After that Bulls win, the Thunder acquired Kansas. Then not too long after, we would have our second matchup. Oh, we got the Mavs? The Mavs? The compass would point the Mavs to the north, which would make for our first exciting matchup. The Mavs have the northern part of Texas, so they're gonna move right to the Thunder. This is gonna be a really good matchup. We got Shea against Luka, the 87 overall Mavs, and the 85 overall Thunder. We're going head to head just for the Mavs to annihilate them 7-1. So with the Mavs taking Oklahoma and Kansas, they'd be getting an upgrade as well. They're gonna get Shea and they're gonna lose Christian Wood, but that's probably gonna benefit them in the long run. Next up on the wheel were the Pacers, who headed northeast to take on the Cavaliers. And as you'd probably expect, this young Indiana team just could not handle Cleveland. Oh, he's about to kick to Donovan. Donovan's pulling. That's game. Oh my God. With the state of Ohio becoming even bigger, it was now Philly's turn to attack. What direction are we going, Philly? Going southeast, a little bit east. We're just saying that DC is all of Maryland, so that means the Sixers are gonna play the Wizards. And the 90 overall 76ers went at the 86 overall Wizards. It was a little back and forth, but in the end, there was one shot to seal the deal. Tyrese Maxey for 3 for the game. He gamed him! He gamed him! With that Sixers win, they would move south and take over Maryland. That being said, the Sixers are gonna gain Beal and they're gonna lose Tyrese Maxey. Huge upgrade on their end. As more and more teams got taken off the map, another dominant force would be introduced next. I want a big all-star here. Okay, give me my big all-star. Let's go. We got the Bucks. The Bucks would be heading east to Chicago, and though the Bulls now had Cade Cunningham, they had no size to deal with Giannis. Is Cade guarding Giannis? That's so bad, dude. But the Bulls still surprised me. They actually kept up with the Bucks for most of the game until Giannis had the last laugh. I mean, Giannis doesn't want to take a shot. He just loves posting up dudes. That's it. That's it, man. The Bucks win. With the Bucks taking all of the Bulls' territory in addition to DeMar DeRozan, they were now my favorite to win this whole thing. But there are still plenty of other teams who need to attack, and the Grizzlies would now take Arkansas. But who cares about Arkansas? This next wheel spin would take us out west for the best matchup yet. Los Angeles, the Lakers, piece of California. We're getting western. The compass pointed northwest, which with how the map is set up means we would have a battle for Los Angeles. They're both in the same city, but the Clippers are above, so they're playing the Clippers. D'Lo, LeBron, and AD would be facing Kawhi, Paul George, and Mason Plumlee in the most intense game thus far. The Battle of Los Angeles. Paul George is, oh my God, Mason Plumlee's a wide receiver. Anthony Davis taking it right at Mason Plumlee. Oh wow, that's gonna be the matchup that wins it for the Lakers. Paul George for 3. Oh my, I was like, I'm not even gonna say anything. He's gonna miss that. He drilled that thing. What is this? What are the Lakers doing? This is like a real-life Lakers game. Paul George for 3. He's hitting that. He's hitting that. The Lakers are getting decimated. But even down 5-1 and 2 points away from a loss, you can never count LeBron out. Closing up on PG. LeBron. Oh my. Kawhi taking it right at D'Angelo. This is not gonna happen, bro. It's 6-2. LeBron has it on Paul George. I think he's got that. Yeah. 3-6. Game point. Clippers got the ball. The Lakers. This is a elimination stop right here. I mean, they gotta get a stop. Kawhi game. Oh, it's off. D'Lo's wide open for 3. Oh wow. 5-6, man. I thought this was over. Mason Plumlee. What are you doing, Mason Plumlee? The Lakers can tie it up. AD right at Plumlee. Oh my God, it's a tie game. I think you have to win by 2. I think that's the rules. Paul George, ball game. Ball game! Ball game! He iced it! Now the Clippers would not only be taking all of Los Angeles, but they'd be swapping out Mason Plumlee for LeBron James. I mean, the Clippers are now stacked. They have Paul George, Kawhi, and LeBron. Like, I don't know, man. And while I laugh now, there were still 23 other teams in the league who wanted to claim their territory. The Timberwolves were back on them. The compass would point the Wolves east, meaning they were now entering Bucks territory. They're going into Bucks territory, baby, at Powerhouse right now. And though only an 86 overall, the Wolves team consisting of Ant, Rudy Gobert, and Karl Anthony Towns actually matched up pretty well against the Bucks, who were a 90 overall with Giannis, DeMar DeRozan, and Drew Holiday. But the Wolves shocked me, taking the first shot, followed by 2 huge twos from Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns, 3. Oh my God! Though the Bucks clawed their way back, scoring another 4 points, it was game point for the Wolves, and Giannis slipped up on defense. Oh, Rudy's wide! Giannis sold! Giannis sold! This Timberwolves win not only gave them Giannis, but a huge chunk of the northern part of the map. But don't get comfortable just yet. This next spin would take us right back to the East Coast. And the Knicks would be going international for this next matchup. They got the upper part of New York, meaning the Knicks got to play the Raptors. And while the Knicks seemed like the better team, the height differential in the RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes matchup was the difference. Scotty's got a wide open lane, and that's game, man. The Raptors had now invaded the United States, and they were taking Jalen Brunson. Then the Celtics went ahead and just invaded Rhode Island, which, who cares? But the next team attacking hit a little more close to home. The Hawks, my team, let's go! The compass would send the Hawks down south to invade the Orlando Magic. And while it seemed like the Hawks had a much better lineup, the game was back and forth and came down to a tiebreaker at the end. Trae Young taking it, gives it to DeJounte for the win! Bang! The Hawks would now invade part of Florida and acquire Paolo Banchero from the Magic. And immediately after, we'd be right back in the Western Conference. Grizzlies? The Grizzlies? Okay. So Northwest for the Grizzlies is right into now the Mavs territory. And Dallas, now having acquired Shea and still having Kyrie and Luka, seemed like a really good team. But the Grizzlies had Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, and Jaren Jackson Jr., who dominated them on the rebounding, which ultimately made for a somewhat lopsided game. Now Ja's wide open. That's game. That's game, man. The Grizzlies are taking a huge chunk of territory. And a huge chunk of territory was right. The Grizzlies now controlled most of the Midwest. And on top of that, the Grizzlies are dropping Desmond Bane and they're getting Luka. That's so bad. Up next, the 76ers would take West Virginia, pushing them even further down south. But this next wheel spin brought back a familiar super team. The Clippers, oh man. But with the compass pointing the Clippers southeast, they would have to play the Phoenix Suns. And at this point, if anybody was going to beat this super team, it would be Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Chris Paul. The Clippers definitely win the defensive battle, but I don't know. I don't know who wins this game. Like, I have no idea. And after Paul George gave the Clippers a 2-0 lead, and I saw that Kawhi was guarding Chris Paul, I thought the Clippers had this in the bag. Kawhi is going to destroy Chris Paul. Chris Paul has no chance. Like, Chris Paul. Oh, wow. I'm gonna be quiet. But Chris Paul's fearless finishing just wasn't enough as LeBron and Paul George dismantled the Suns. Kawhi sizing up Chris Paul. PG wide open, wide open. That's in, bro. That's ball game. He's literally doing the ball game thing over and over. It's a Gatorade commercial at this point. Ball game. And with the Clippers taking over Arizona, they would now have to say bye to Paul George, but they'd be upgrading to Kevin Durant. This Clippers trio was the best team by a mile, but don't get comfortable just yet. There would be plenty of teams who look to take down the Clippers. We're back with the Blazers. And the compass pointing primarily north gave the Blazers Washington. Next up would be the Hornets, who went southwest and got to claim South Carolina. But next up on the attack, another superstar would get his chance to shine. Got the Nuggets, Jokic finally. And the Nuggets would be playing their next door neighbor, the Utah Jazz, to the west. And the Jazz had a pretty good big three in Lauri Markkanen, Colin Sexton, and Jordan Clarkson. But the Nuggets are definitely better. And with the Nuggets being better, the Jazz came out with a chip on their shoulder, competing head to head, eventually getting up to a 5-3 lead, looking like they were gonna seal the deal. It's almost do or die for the Nuggets. Jokic has the ball and hasn't scored yet. The Nuggets were tired of getting disrespected, so what did they do? They went on a 4-0 run and won the game. The Nuggets, Jamal Murray for game! They were down big time. They were like not doing anything. That's crazy. And the addition of Lauri Markkanen for Denver was a huge upgrade as they now had the Twin Towers. And the addition of the state of Utah got them even closer to California where they looked to attack. But swinging it back down south, the Rockets went northwest to face the Grizzlies and they got annihilated. The Grizzlies would now own the majority of Texas, and then the 76ers went southwest to claim Kentucky. Next on the attack was Miami, who got pointed west to San Antonio. And of course, the Spurs being the worst team in the league, you could probably guess how this game went. And so now the Heat were up close and personal with the Grizzlies as they invaded Texas. Then right after, this Clippers dynasty expanded to New Mexico as they went east. It's kind of a stretch, but whatever, they can have New Mexico. Swinging it back to the East Coast, the Hornets look to go a little south. Hornets are going slightly southwest, so that's into Georgia. That's the Hawks. And with the Hawks going up 5-2 on the Hornets, I figured this one was wraps until LaMelo hit a huge shot. Kelly Oubre to LaMelo, top of the key to tie it. Oh, tie game. Butler gives it to LaMelo. LaMelo with the move on him. They're about to take the lead with that shot. Ooh, and he's doing the bird thing. He's mocking him. The Hawks have to score here, and they will. They will. Terry's doing the best he can. Trey trying to get a layup. 7. The Hawks are 1 point away from winning. The Hornets absolutely have to score now. It's on LaMelo's shoulders. He's trying to work it on Paulo. Terry wide open for the lead. Bang! Trey's got it. He's working it. He's working it. He throws a turnover. He blew it. He blew it. With the Hornets taking the Hawks' territory, eliminating my favorite team, I might have stuck the blame on Trey. Trade him. I hate him. The Hornets, man, with the upset. That's the biggest upset we've got so far. With Trae Young now suiting up in a Hornets uniform, they had a pretty good chance to keep this streak going. But next up on the attack, the Sixers took Virginia, and I just gave them Delaware. Up next, the Pelicans claimed Mississippi. And let's just take a second to look at the map how it is. There are certain powerhouses in different regions, but let me just tell you, this map is about to get turned upside down. All of which started with the Hornets going south into Miami territory. And with the East Coast primarily being run by the Hornets and the Heat, I knew one thing for certain. This is going to be a huge shift to the board. The Hornets have Trae Young, LaMelo Ball, and Terry Rozier, just straight up guards. And on the other end, the Heat have Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and Tyler Hero. Bam is going to be the huge difference maker in this game. And while it seemed like that would be the case, LaMelo actually handled Bam pretty well. So well that the Hornets actually led most of the game, and it was the Heat who had their backs against the wall. Jimmy's driving inside on Terry. Terry's clamping up. Terry's like, okay, it wasn't enough, but the Heat need this stop. Terry wide open. It's off. LaMelo with the board and the putback. He's got it. The Hornets. The upset, that was huge! The Hornets would now control a large portion of the East Coast and even a portion of Texas. Not to mention they'd be acquiring Jimmy Butler. But going back out west, the Blazers would be next up on the attack, and they would go southwest to face the Kings. And out of nowhere, Anthony Simons just took the game over, hitting ridiculous shots. Bam's got it top of the key, they're down 1. Oh, I mean up 1! I meant now they're up 3, oh my god, Simons is diff! What? How did Simons hit that? I was shocked, man. I forgot how to talk. Dame with the steal. That's a big-time steal. The Blazers out of nowhere. And now the Blazers get Sabonis. That's wild. And now the Blazers would begin to move into California. Then the wheel landed on them again, and they would go southwest and face the Warriors. And Curry, being the best player on Golden State by a mile, carried them. But Simons wasn't finished yet either, as he would hit a crazy shot. And then Curry would hit a crazy shot. Simons for the game. Oh my god! How does Simons do that? And as the Blazers invaded California and looked to take on the Clippers, we of course got swung back east. The Nets. And the compass pointed southwest, meaning Brooklyn would be invading Sixers territory. And though I thought this matchup was lopsided, the Nets actually hung with the Sixers the entire game, even taking the lead at points. This matchup was highly competitive and came down to a final shot from Bradley Beal. Beal for the game. Bang! Philly was claiming yet another victim. And with the Grizzlies next up, they would go northwest and take Nebraska. Then the Timberwolves would claim South Dakota. But we don't have time for these irrelevant states. It was the Grizzlies' turn to attack again. Oh, the Grizzlies are going east. And they'd be taking on the underdog Charlotte Hornets, who had now acquired Jimmy Butler, but the Grizzlies still had Luka, Jaren Jackson, and Ja Morant. Nonetheless, the Hornets hung with them the entire game. I really believed the Hornets could pull it off until at the end, the Grizzlies pulled away. Luka, the lob to Ja. Oh, wow. The Grizzlies now controlled the East Coast, and now they would also acquire Jimmy Butler. The Grizzlies have such a big piece of the map right now, it is unbelievable. But now, with just 10 teams remaining, we would go right back out to the West Coast. The Clippers, the goated team, the greatest team that we have on this entire wheel. And the compass pointing the Clippers to the northwest meant they would have to take on the Blazers, who had recently acquired Stephen Curry. But it really didn't matter, because the Clippers were a much bigger team, and honestly, a much better one. Kawhi's got Curry on him inside. That's it. That's ball game. And the Clippers would now move into the north, taking all of the Blazers' territory. Then up next, Jokic and the Nuggets would be on the move. Nuggets, we're back in Denver. And the compass would point Denver to the east, meaning they would have to take on the Grizzlies. And although the Nuggets had two of the best big men in the league, it didn't really matter. The Grizzlies shot the lights out and beat Denver with ease. It's over. Ja just did this. Though this win only gave the Grizzlies 2 states, it would now give them a dominant big man in Jokic. But moving on, the Cavs would be up next, and they'd be going north to the Timberwolves territory. And while the Cavs now have Tyrese Halliburton, the Wolves have Giannis. But don't underestimate the Cavs just yet. Tyrese Halliburton put the team on his back and got it done regardless. 1 point for the Cavs to win. Tyrese Halliburton bullying Cat. Now, not only do the Cavs claim all the Wolves' territory, their team consisted of Donovan Mitchell, Tyrese Halliburton, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. And after Cleveland emerged as a new super team, the Clippers would go north and take Nevada. The Cavs would play a terrible Toronto team and obviously take the win, expanding their territory even further. Then the Grizzlies would take Missouri. Then finally, the Sixers would be on the attack, moving north, and they would take on the Cavaliers. And while I really want to hype up what seems like an intense matchup, in addition to Harden coming out and hitting some crazy shots, Embiid came out and manhandled Giannis. The Sixers took over, and this game didn't last long. Harden's working Tyrese. That's a crazy shot to seal the deal. Oh my God. The Sixers now had control of most of the eastern United States, and now they would also swap Beal out for Giannis, leaving us now with just 5 teams, and the Celtics still hadn't made an appearance yet. But in the meantime, Memphis would be the ones attacking. The Grizzlies now gonna play the Sixers, and the Sixers are now really good, like really good. And the Sixers were so good that despite the Grizzlies having Ja, Luka, and Jokic, they still jumped out early. And Memphis clawed their way back, but in the end, Harden took over and it was wraps from there. Harden is like, come here, Ja. Harden wants it! Harden has become a different animal in the back half of this whole thing. And as the Sixers now claimed all of the Grizzlies' territory, it was apparent that either they or the Clippers would become the winner of this whole thing, especially since Philly now had Luka. So as the show went on, the 76ers claimed Alabama, then the wheel finally landed on the Pelicans and they played the Sixers, keeping it really close, but ultimately Giannis prevailed for Philly. Giannis, okay. Wow, never mind, it's over. Then there were 3. The Celtics are Mickey Mouse. They shouldn't even be here, I'm not gonna lie. Regardless of how I felt about the Celtics, the wheel chose the Sixers again to attack, and they would be going southwest into Clippers territory. This is the showdown of powerhouses. I'm fired up, man. This is basically the championship because the Celtics are not gonna beat either one of these teams. This is the championship. The stage was set, and Kawhi Leonard and Joel Embiid's teams were ready to face off for the most crucial game of the entire series. Giannis still got LeBron on him. He's getting in. He's got his own board. He's going up. Bang! KD's trying to make this thing even. Out to Kawhi. Kawhi's wide open. Bang! Clippers take advantage. This is not gonna come easy, man. Luka with the pullback. Embiid, bro. Embiid ties it up, man. KD's got it. Left wing. Passes to LeBron. LeBron drives. Strong. 3-2. What a terrible pass from Luka. KD with the dunk. Luka again getting guarded by Kawhi. It's really hard to score when you're getting guarded by Kawhi. Oh, LeBron bit and Giannis got by him with a bucket, man. It's a 1-point game. The Clippers have the advantage. They can make it something happen here if they score. Bang! 2 points till the win. If the Sixers want to stay in it, they got to get a 2 here. Giannis drives in with the no-look pass to... Oh, my God. Okay. All right. LeBron with his back to Giannis. Triple threat stance. KD with an open shot for the game. For the game. For the game, bro. Oh, man. The Clippers are taking over the map. And while the Clippers controlled most of the map, I'll tell you right now, the Celtics should not be counted out just yet. The Celtics have like this little piece of green, and the Clippers just have the whole rest of the map. Yeah, LeBron, KD, and Kawhi going against Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Robert Williams. Bro, this is a joke. This is a joke. And I think the Celtics might have heard me because they came out swinging. The all-time greats, pretty much. Oh my God. If the Celtics do this, I will be actually angry. Okay, I'm not even gonna like... What are the Clippers doing? No, like, please don't do this. Please don't do this. Not the Celtics. Like, anybody but the Celtics. Tatum. Tatum has them up 3-0. Stop, bro. Just stop. Kawhi gets the pick from LeBron. Passes out, like, at last minute, bro. They're wasted a whole shot clock. LeBron! Jaylen Brown trying to make something happen. Top of the key. Inside, Tatum. Tatum scores. What is this? They might shock the Clippers. KD. Bang! Come on. KD said, nah, that's mine. LeBron is right there on Tatum's face. Yep, that's good D. The Celtics are up 5-3. Kawhi wide open for 2. Bang! He ties it up. He ties it up. The Celtics can win the whole thing with a 2-pointer. Tatum set up. Tatum set up to take it. Oh my God. Oh, what is this game, bro? What is happening? The Celtics are 1 point away from shocking everything. The Clippers have to score. Kawhi with the fade. Oh, man, it's tied. He's looking for something, man. He wants it. He wants it. LeBron in his face. He still makes it. The Celtics are up 7-6. KD set up for the 2. For the 2, he turns around. He turns around. Oh, my God, and he drills it. The Clippers are 1 point away. Tatum set up for 2. Oh, Tatum might have blown it. KD for game? What is KD on? KD, LeBron, and Kawhi successfully raced to the top, winning this Imperialism. And if you want to see another race to the top, click the center of the screen to watch LeBron and Kareem race to the all-time scoring record.